Hello and welcome to Cooking for Your Abundant Life with Darlene. Today I'm going to put on a pot roast. We actually it's a pork tenderloin. We just got home from our Highways and Hedges meeting, so I'm running just a little bit late today, but I still have time to prepare this and get it cooked and ready before supper tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we do to prepare our pork loin. This is a lean meat, so I recommend cooking it in a roasting bag so that it doesn't dry out. It is a very healthy meat. I will show you in just a minute. It has very little fat. It's the tenderloin part of the pork, so it's the most tender part of the meat, but it can dry out very quickly if you don't cook it properly. So I'm going to show you how I season mine and how I get it ready to go in the oven. So if you'll join me as I drop the camera down, we'll get started and get this in the oven. I have my oven preheating at 400 right now. I will turn it down after 1 hour and let this bake uh, at 350 instead of the 400 after the first hour. I like to get my pork up to temperature quickly, and the best way to do that is to start it in a hot oven. So that's why I'm doing that. Again, I use my kitchen bouquet. It is just it's great for browning, and it has an excellent flavor. And I'm going to do one side, and then I'm going to do the other. That's the first thing I put on. I put on salt liberally. When I say liberally, I mean liberally because this is a thick piece of meat and we want the salt to permeate throughout. And then I do the pepper. Now I do my Abundant Life spices on these pork loins, but I also add extra garlic and extra chili powder. So I put a little extra garlic. Now there's already garlic in my Abundant Life spices, but there's not quite enough for pork, so that's why I put in a little additional amount. And again, I use my spices liberally. This is again chili powder, turmeric, ginger, and garlic. And as you can see, I'm almost out. So shortly, I'm going to do another video and show you the correct ratio that I use in my spices so that one isn't overpowering the other. And I always add additional chili powder to mine because it really helps with the flavor. And I'm having a hard time getting that open, so we're just going to do it like this. Because you really can't get too much, not on a roast. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing once again. Okay, there's the kitchen bouquet going on. And again, it doesn't take a lot of that, but it works really great for browning your roast, and it has a really good flavor. It already has some spices in it, and it goes good on just about anything you want to put it on. I love it on uh, beef roast. I love it on pork roast. It's good on just about anything you want to put it on. I've even put it on my chicken, so it works really good. With salt and pepper, and like I said, I do my spices liberally on a pork roast. Okay, I have 3 onions already cut up. This is my Abundant Life spice here. Like I said, I use this liberally. It's the turmeric, ginger, garlic powder, and chili powder mixed together. Those are my go-to spices. A little extra chili powder. It looks good. A little extra garlic. Then I'm going to put it in my roasting bag. I have one onion cut up already, laid sliced and laid flat inside the roasting bag, and I have two additional onions that I'm going to place around the roast. Now I'm going to transfer the roast to the roasting bag, and then I'll slide it over and show you what I do. I just put it right on top of the onions that I've sliced. Let me move this out of the way, and we'll slide the roaster up so you can see. Okay. All right, camera, go ahead and focus. Okay. There's the roasting bag. I had one onion in the bottom of the pan, and then I just set the roast right on top of the onion. Now I'm going to put the rest of the onion around the roast and on top of the roast. And then I'm going to gather up my bag and seal it so that none of the good juices escape. And my hands are just a little bit slick, so they're not really cooperating very nicely with me. There we go. There it is, ready to go, and I put it in the oven at, like I said, right now it's on 400, and then once it gets to cook about an hour, I'll turn that down to 350. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven and get this thing ready to go. When I bring it out the oven this evening and slice it up, I'll show you the finished product. You don't want to miss it. These are amazing, and they're very healthy, low fat, lean. It's called the other white meat. Please try to enjoy some pork loin. We do not eat pork chops on this. I mean, you could probably eat the center cut uh, pork chops, which is actually made from these. Those would be fine. They're really good grilled. But as far as old-fashioned fried pork chops, yeah, they are way too fat for this plan. So you want to stick with pork loin or center cut pork chops. So I'll see you back this evening. Thank you so much for watching Cooking with Darlene for Your Abundant Life. You have a blessed evening.